Okay, everybody, this is Sheets, and I want to go over the rules that I alluded to in the video with Bobby that we can use to make optimal builds. Now, again, this was for the match play, and this is what I turned you guys on to Rick's site. Rick does a really good job of doing it, but just to kind of show you how I accomplish this. So I have Fantasy Cruncher up here, but you can use whoever to make these rules fly. But again, what you want to do is first thing, there's two sets of rules. Three sets. First thing is you want to have someone from each quadrant of 16, okay? You want to have one person at least from each of these groups. This group of 16, this group of 16, this group of 16, and this group of 16. This way you could at least, have a chance to get someone in the final four in the final four. So you'll see my rules, that's what I did. I have at least one from this group, and again, all I did was put in the guys that I like from that group. I already did like some deleting and whatever it was. So it's not like I'm doing everybody. I'm just using my player pool to make these rules. So you'll see four groups set up here, one for each group of 16 to get at least one from that group in. The next group, which takes a little bit of work, it's just grunt work though, is you want to make sure that you don't have two golfers adjacent to one another. So you have, instead of a pot of 4, you have a pot of 8. The idea being is you want to wait as long as possible before two of your guys have to face each other. So you want to do it for each pot of 8, okay, to only have one of each pot of 8, okay? So what I did was, again, I just used the guys that I had in my player pool, and I made 8 different rules. This one, again, at most 1 from this group. This group of 8, at most 1, and so on, and so on. So you have, if you used everybody in the player pool, then you're using 8 groups of 8. But depending on who you cut out, it's 8 groups of probably less than 8. So I did that with 8 different pods of 8, okay? So now what we have is a really, really good optimal build where, you have nobody facing off one another until, I guess, the round of 8. So the final thing that you want to do, though, to really make this perfect, sort of, is that you want to make sure that you get 3 of your golfers from the left side and 3 from the right side. Again, just to minimize as much as possible the chance you have to, fight against yourself. So this is a little pain in the neck, but what I did was you take that whole side of people, okay? Now again, if you had everybody in your player pool, it would be all 32. But if you took guys out, it would be less. So you're talking about this whole, for example, left side, and you want to set the rule to exactly 3 of this whole side. And likewise to the right, you want to have exactly 3 of this whole side. You don't want 4 and 2 or 2 and 4. You want a balance of 3 and 3. And that's what I did with these last 2 rules, okay? This is the left side. This is the right side. Each one says exactly 3. Now, again, this is not all substitute for good research and knowing which golfers to pick, but if you're going to at least do this, you may as well put yourself in a position to hit the optimal. If in fact you're right on your golfers, without saying, oh my God, I like both these guys, now one of them's going to knock each other off. This at least minimizes the battling that you have to do between yourself. It minimizes the negative correlation you could have with someone if you get paired with them. Thanks for Rick for the insight into this, and I just wanted to just at least present it to you guys in hopefully a coherent way.